Hello, good morning, and welcome back to day 3 of getting serious about losing weight again. If you're new here, my name is Isha and I am on a weight loss journey. I just want to get back to feeling healthy and good in my skin again. I have been kind of yo-yoing for, the last 6 years, but I'm really trying. I think I've said that a few times, but again, trying again. For the last 2 days, my goal has been to get 10,000 steps a day, but today I'm going to kick it up a notch, and my goal is to get 15,000 steps today just because I have to mow the lawn today anyways, and I'm going to go for a couple walks today, starting with my first walk right now. I've got just over 3,700 steps right now. I was out for my walk, and then the recycling truck drove by me, which reminded me that it was recycling day today, and I had not taken mine out, so I rushed back home, got my garbage and recycling taken out. I figure I might as well get my lawn cut now since I'm back at home, and then I'll just go for another walk later. My walk was cut short though, so that was kind of sad, but that's okay. Alright, it's just about to be 10 a.m. now. I just got back in from mowing the lawn. I only did the front lawn because that's tiring and it's hot out. But I am over 5,000 steps now. I have 5,153 steps, so that's awesome. I have not had anything to eat yet. I'm so thirsty, so I'm gonna drink some water and then we make something to eat for breakfast, but I'm not sure yet. I haven't started feeling hungry yet, but I'm sure in a few minutes I'll probably start feeling it. So it is 20 past 12 right now, and I'm finally having my very first food of the day. I'm very excited because I'm extremely hungry now. I'll show you what I'm having. I've got leftover chicken thighs from last night, and then I've got a bunch of Brussels sprouts with spicy dill seasoning. It's the barbecue pit bros or whatever kind. So yummy. And I know it looks like a lot of food, but it's a child-sized plate. I just like to pack it up, especially with vegetables. I'm not going to feel bad about the extra vegetables, but I'm going to go and eat my lunch. So it's 20 to 5 right now. I have gotten out for another walk today. I am almost at 10,000 steps now. Where are we? 9,291 steps. My goal is to get to 15K today. I'm not sure if that's going to happen. Maybe 12K. We'll see. I'm going to go for another walk later on after I put my daughter to bed, but I am making dinner right now. I'm making her pasta, and then I'm making myself some like ground chicken and this thing that I love very much that I haven't had in a very long time. Broccoli spinach Florentine, and then a little bit of sweet potato that I had left over from yesterday that I am just heating or roasting up in the oven right now. But I'm feeling so much better knowing that I've gone for a couple walks today and I got my lawn mowed and everything outside, so I've been a little bit more active than normal, so it feels good. And yeah, I'm just gonna make dinner. And one thing that sucks right now is like my back is acting up, but I'm kind of used to that. I took some medication recently, so hopefully that will kick in, if at all, but we'll see. Good afternoon. Today is day 4 of my getting serious about losing weight again. Yesterday was day 3, and I do not think that I mentioned that yesterday. I didn't film very much at all yesterday just because I don't really have a good reason, to be honest. I just didn't film very much at all yesterday, but I did weigh myself yesterday, so I will put that little clip in a second. I weighed myself again today, and we'll talk about that later. But I've just been kind of in the kitchen right now doing some prep cook, getting my boyfriend's meal stuff prepped for the week, getting some frozen meat prepped and put in the freezer and all that kind of stuff. I had a goal yesterday of trying to get to 15,000 steps, but unfortunately that did not happen. But I did get my 10K steps. I got a little bit more than that actually. What did I get? So definitely not close to my 15K that I had wanted, and I don't think I'm gonna get that today either. I have not gone for any walks today, and it's already 12:30 almost. But I'm hoping once I've gotten some of this food prep all finished, then I will get out for a walk. I've also not eaten anything except for a couple pieces of burnt bacon. The pack of bacon that I cooked just had like a lot of discrepancies between the sizes, so the little thin ones burned up really fast in the oven, the other ones are still cooking, so I just ate the burnt ones. I've had coffee, I've had water, but I've not really eaten anything substantial today, and I was really hungry earlier, but after drinking some water that kind of went away. It is almost 1:30 now. I just got off the phone with my sister. We were like chatting about stuff because I was freaking out about her bachelorette party and stuff because I suffer with like a lot of social anxiety, but feeling a lot better now. And I'm gonna go out and get my walk done, because if I don't do it now, I'm not gonna get the steps that I need today because I have to go pick up my daughter in a little over an hour. So I'm gonna get out for a walk and then hopefully go out for another walk later to get my steps, because I'm only at 3,500 right now and I need another 6,500 to reach my 10K for the day. I just got back from my walk and I am over 8,600 steps now, so that's awesome. I only have about 1,400 steps more to get my 10K, so I'm definitely gonna get my 10K today. I swear going out for a walk is I don't want to say like therapeutic, but I guess that might be the best word to use. I was dealing a lot with anxiety today. I think I mentioned already, it was kind of like, it's a social anxiety thing, although I do have just generalized anxiety. I hate talking about it, but I'm trying to get used to talking about it and acknowledging it because I know it's something that I deal with. I find just in our modern time, things like anxiety are almost romanticized in a way, and that is never a way that I have felt about my own anxiety. I've always been kind of embarrassed about it. I've hated it, and I hate having to deal with it, if that makes any sense. I'm sure it makes sense, but when it comes to the social aspect, my sister, my little sister, is getting married. I say little sister, but we're only like a year and a half apart, but she's still my younger sister. She's gonna be getting married in July, just like 3 days after I move, which is so exciting. I'm so excited for her. I've only ever been to one wedding in my life, and that was back when I was a teenager, like mid-teens. So it's been a long time since I've been to a wedding. I'm so excited to go to her wedding. But she's got a bachelorette party coming up in the middle of June. And I've just been, I don't know, socially dreading it. Even though I'm excited and I want to go to this thing, I'm also just, I don't know, kind of terrified of going to this thing. But I know, so for someone like me who deals a lot with social anxiety, I know that the only way that I'm ever going to kind of break free from that and get better is if I expose myself to these kinds of situations and get used to doing things that are very much out of my comfort zone. And I was doing a lot better socially with my anxiety, and just in general, I know I'm doing a lot better than I used to be, like when I was a teenager and stuff, but because I haven't been at work for a couple of years, and I haven't really been in a lot of social situations just in general, I think it's just really hard for me. So, but I am gonna go. I know, I'm sure it's gonna be such a fun time. I'm just like nervous about being around people that I don't know, and just being awkward or silent, and yeah. But I'm sure it's gonna be a good time, and I probably will regret not going more than I would regret actually going. Plus I want to be there to support my sister, so I'm so excited for her. I can't wait for her to get married. It's gonna be so nice going to a wedding and seeing her get married. I'm so excited for her. And my daughter's so excited too, because my daughter's gonna be one of the flower girls. My daughter is very, very girly. She loves to dress up. I love dressing up too, but because of my insecurities with my body and stuff right now, it makes it really hard to kind of get excited about that stuff, or for me to be involved in that kind of stuff for myself. But I know that she is so excited. She loves wearing dresses and accessories and all that, so she's gonna be totally in her element that day. But anyways, it is almost 2:30 now. Yes, it's basically 2:30, so I gotta pick up my daughter from school in about 20 minutes, but I'm going to kind of just sit down and relax and unwind for a little bit before I do that. I'm still suffering with my back pain. It just flares up here and there. It's like a sciatic nerve type thing, so it shoots down my thigh, usually my right thigh, and oh my gosh, it's mostly just in my lower back right now. But yeah, I notice it most when I'm just kind of standing here. But anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling. I just kind of wanted to update on that. Oh, and I also will update on the fact that all I've eaten today is a banana. So I came home from my walk, and the bacon that I talked about earlier. Came home from my walk and I had a banana right away, just because honestly I wasn't really feeling hungry, but I looked at my bananas and I was like, yeah, you know what, I could go for a banana right now. But other than that, I'm not really feeling hungry. I'm gonna have some water and just relax for a little bit, and I'm gonna be making sausages for dinner tonight. So we'll see what else I do with those later. It is 10 to 4 right now, and I'm about to get dinner started. I decided we're gonna have the sausages that I mentioned earlier, and then I'm going to make potato wedges tonight. And then for vegetables, everyone likes broccoli, so I'll probably do broccoli. But for the potato wedges, I always struggle with putting them in the oven, and they end up kind of like dry, and yeah, like this weird dry texture on the outside. It's kind of almost rubbery, so they're not as enjoyable as other potato wedges that I've like bought from places before. But I looked up on how to make them a little bit more crispy and more enjoyable, so I'm gonna try that. Apparently I should be soaking my potatoes for 20 to 30 minutes before putting them in the oven. So like soaking them, then drying them, and then tossing them in olive oil, or just oil in general. I don't have olive oil. I'll be using canola because that's what I have. And then seasoning them. So that's what I'm gonna try and do today, and we'll see how they turn out. Now obviously, because they're gonna be tossed in oil, they're gonna be significantly higher in calories. I haven't eaten that much today though, so I feel like I'm safe in regards to eating some potato wedges tonight, but I'm not gonna overdo it. Have some sausages, some potato wedges, and some broccoli. But anyways, I'm gonna get dinner started right now. Got broccoli about to steam, some sausages already done, some sausages cooking, and then I've got potatoes, like potato wedges in the oven. And then hopefully dinner is gonna be ready around 5:30. And then we've got the fire truck in our driveway right now. So something's going on with our across the street neighbors, because they've got a big fire hose attached to their house from the fire truck. So about to have my first official meal of the day, and I will just show you exactly what it is. Bunch of different flavors of sausage, some broccoli, and some spicy dill potato wedges. We have officially reached the end of day 4. I have to say, I think day 4 went pretty darn well, at least in terms of like what I ate, my hunger, cravings, all that kind of stuff, how I handled my emotions today, even though I did kind of have a little bit of a spiral because of a social event that's coming up. I was able to not turn to food in that moment, which is something I usually do when I start to feel like really emotional, or if I'm starting to deal with anxiety in that kind of way. It's not like I go to food first thing. I think like I kind of will have my little panic, I'll cry, and then I just feel like I need food. And it's usually something very sugary or fatty, stuff like that. That's going to be comforting, I guess. But I didn't do that today. Instead, I had my cry, and then I got to prepping food and doing dishes and just kind of getting on with my day and doing the tasks that needed to be done. And then after that, I had a conversation with my sister, and we were able to kind of like talk about, you know, my feelings around the event that's coming up. And she was very understanding. My sister's one of the best people in the world, very understanding, and she made me feel a lot better about just everything. I was very thankful for our conversation. I weighed myself yesterday. So yeah, I wanted to talk about this because this is something that affected me this morning a lot. Because yesterday when I weighed myself, I went down to 247.1. So that was another drop. Starting my week off at 250.1, and then Wednesday morning weighing 247.1. I was like, wow, 3 pounds in 3 days. Like, obviously it's not fat loss, but I was still happy to see the scale going down. Now, this is probably one of the bad things about weighing yourself every day, is if you start to kind of take either positive or negative emotion from it, which I was starting to do. I was starting to take that kind of like positive affirmation from seeing my weight drop on the scale. So when I weighed myself this morning and my weight went up, it was at 249 point something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was 249 point something, and it was very, very crushing. I'm not gonna lie. I did not like seeing that number, and I weighed myself multiple times, so it was like, how? But it was funny because I remember before I stepped on the scale, I knew the scale was gonna go up this morning because I felt bloated. I felt heavy when I woke up this morning. So I wasn't necessarily shocked, but it was still very disappointing. Sorry, every time I hear the TV, like my boyfriend's watching a movie, so every time I hear TV, I feel okay. I feel calm inside, and I'm like, I can film. And then as soon as I don't hear, like the volume kind of drops, I'm like, wait a second. It's just like sometimes there's like a quieter time in the movie and it makes me like self-conscious immediately, like, oh gosh, is he listening to me? I don't know. I really need to get over my fear of filming around my boyfriend because I'm comfortable doing this pretty much anything else around him. I think this is just like a new, very vulnerable thing, and it can feel a little silly sometimes, so I just feel nervous doing it. But yeah, seeing my weight go up on the scale today did not feel good, but I also know that weight fluctuates depending on what you eat and depending on a lot of factors, right? So I'm trying not to take it too seriously. I feel very good about my day yesterday as far as like what I ate, and I feel even better about today. I didn't have much of an appetite today, even though I felt like hungry in the morning. I kind of pushed past that. I had a small snack. I had like a couple pieces of like semi-burnt bacon, and then I just didn't really feel hungry. I also drank a bunch of water. And then a little later on in the day, I came home from my walk around 2 p.m. I had a banana, and I don't think I ate anything else before dinner. I just didn't really have much of an appetite today. So then by the time dinner happened, I think I showed you I had my sausages and everything like that. So I felt like I had a good portion of food tonight. I felt very satisfied after what I ate tonight. Not full, but satisfied. And that's something I'm trying to aim for right now, is to feel satisfied but not full, because that's something that messes with my head a lot. Is if I feel too full, I feel an immense amount of guilt, and it's very triggering. So I'm trying not to do that. And it's also probably not good for your stomach to feel like too full. I remember back when I lost weight in my late teens, early 20s, that was one of my like kind of rules that I had, was 75% full. Once you're 75% full, stop eating. And I think that's one of the things that kind of helped to shrink my appetite over time, because suddenly portions of food that would never have filled me up in the past were making me feel that slightly verging on uncomfortable type of fullness. So I would go to a restaurant, for example, and I would have a full meal. And like, mind you, I know restaurant portions are usually quite large in comparison to like what portions should probably be. But regardless, I would get maybe halfway through my meal and I couldn't eat the rest. And I didn't force myself to, which a lot of times in the past, I would just force myself to eat it because it was tasty. And I wasn't eating for sustenance anymore. I was eating for just flavor and enjoyment. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that if you're not somebody who is struggling. Like if your food choices and that kind of habit isn't affecting your health. But for me, it was, because I was clinically obese, and I am now again clinically obese. So I have to get into the habit of only eating for sustenance, and then, well, not only, I shouldn't say that, but not getting to the point where I'm full and then I continue eating just because something tastes good. It doesn't mean I can't eat things that taste good. Like earlier I had a Freezy. That was something I forgot to mention. I had a Freezy as well. And I have to say, a Jumbo Freezy is 60 calories, at least the ones that I have. They're just like the Jumbo Freezy brand. Oh my gosh. I find them to be one of the best things to be able to snack on, especially late at night when I'm feeling extremely snacky and I'm like craving the sweet things like candy or something. It is extremely helpful. And I know that it's pure sugar, but I don't care. I feel like if you can find the small things that help you stay consistent and stay good otherwise, then I think you should do it or like have those things. So for me, it's Jumbo Freezies, and obviously flavored water. Flavored water is huge. And of course, my trusty Coke Zero. I can't live without this stuff. It is horrible, I know. I am a Coke addict. That was horrible. I should probably not include that. But yeah, I don't know. I wanted to kind of like get on here and do a little closing day monologue. I don't know. But I'm just feeling very good about the last few days, and I am excited to keep going forward. I forgot to mention that I also got over 12,000 steps today, almost 13,000 steps today, so I'm very, very happy about that. I have not been focusing too much on perfection, and I have not been beating myself up about like the losses too much, at least not as much as I would have in the past. Like I still feel those losses and it still sucks, and I do kind of like, I allow myself to like mourn those moments, if that makes sense. But anyways, I am going to say goodnight, and I will see you in my next video, hopefully in the next day or so. I'm not sure if I'll be doing each day or some videos might be like 2 days in one, just depending on how much I get filmed with whatever else is going on in my life, or with my anxiety around filming around other people. And hopefully eventually that will stop feeling so scary to me. But I'm an anxious person in general, and I'm trying to work on that. So I think this is going to be something that might help me with that as well. So I think that'll be awesome. Anyways, if you made it through this whole video, I really appreciate you. And if you are on a similar journey to me, I really hope that you are finding some kind of like positivity, finding your own success, and don't beat yourself up over the small failures that are bound to happen along the way. And not sound like silly and profound, but I know how it feels. I know how it feels to be uncomfortable in your skin and to feel like your body is in pain, and knowing that there's extra weight on your body that shouldn't be there, and not liking what you look like in the mirror, or being able to wear clothes that you want to wear. At least those are the problems that I have sometimes. So, and just like the physical pain of it. My joints hurt all the time, especially my back. But anyways, I'm going to say goodnight. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. Bye.